Moving on to films, two new independent films, one by an Afghan woman director and the other by Saudi Arabia's first female filmmaker, look at gender relations in traditional societies.
Though very different in style, both films examine women's lives in gender-segregated communities. VOA entertainment reporter Penelope Poulou talked about the films and their focus with On Assignment's Rebecca Ward.
I was trying to get to the bottom of it. What is it that creates an unequal relationship, puts women in a second place?
The young woman in Atiq Rahimi's film, The Patient's Stone, pours out her heart to her comatose husband about years of emotional neglect and abuse. Afghan activist Haifaa Wadjda says Rahimi paints an accurate picture of the typical Afghan loveless marriage and family relations in male-dominated societies like Afghanistan.
Marriage tend to be a relation where it's more of being able to produce babies and to expand families.
Haifaa Wadjda, who is an Afghan, actually mentioned that there are not many women who learn the Quran or who are allowed to interpret the Quran independently. And the interpretation of the holy book for them comes from men. So the traditionalism is perpetuated. That's the common thread you see in both films.
السلام همشیره. آماده این برای دعاخوانی؟
نه روز نه.
چرا؟
پاک نیستم. از دیروز سرناشو هستم.
چی؟
سرناشوی. چتل هستم.
انت احلى واحدة شفتها بحياتي. وبيبي باقي في قلبي لما اشوفك بالفستان الاحمر.
لا تشيلين هم. مستحيل انه يحرق قلبي ويتزوج واحدة ثانية.
Another common thread that you find in both, which is very interesting, is the way women themselves perpetuate sometimes this traditionalism.
وبعدين إذا ركبتي سيكل ما تقدرين تحملين ولا تجيبين عيال.
نمیدونی چی کارایی نکردم تا الهیم نکنی. وقتی دید شکم دار نمیشم تو را مجبور میکرد یک زن دوم بگیری.
Do you think that the filmmakers of both these films believe that films like this can eventually change the society that these films are based on?
I don't think any filmmaker will tell you that he or she started a film single-mindedly by planning to change a society. But I think there is hardly ever any important and serious film that addresses controversial issues that doesn't.
I tried to make a film that is about life and about the love of life, not giving up. It's about persistence and for the power of dreaming. And I think that in the Middle East we need films like this.
The interesting thing is that Wadjda will not show in Saudi Arabia at this point because there are no movie theaters there yet. This is how pioneer Haifaa al-Mansour is in her skill. However, they will show on YouTube.
Now, the Afghan film, will it be shown in Afghanistan?
That's a very good question. I don't know the answer to that.
But it is not in English.
No, it's in Dari.
How was the book received?
It is considered a controversial book because it contains also things that even attack some of the premises of the Quran, the Islamic religion, or how it is received. So it is not a book that the Afghan establishment would approve of.
لا حول ولا بیشرم بیایا چی میگی تو؟ بدن تو شرم نداری که چی میگی؟
از چی؟
اون از چیزی که میگی؟
چیزی که میگم یا چیزی که میکنم.
امروز ما زبان بازی نکو. فهمیدی؟ مسلمان هستی یا نه؟
مسلمان برای چی؟
اینم یا سانسور میشی میفهمی یعنی من میکشمت خودم میکشمت.
As a woman, your impression of these films. I mean, how did you feel when you saw each one of them?
Oh my God, pain, a lot of pain. The first one hurt me on the level of humanity and made me indignant. The second hurt me because reminded me of my childhood. I remember how a bike for me was an integral part of my life. I was on a bike all the time. And to see this 10-year-old that reminded me so much of myself, struggling to get something that should be given. I have to admit, I cried all the way. All the way.
And thanks again to Penelope.